Welcome to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to go in great detail and talk about the three methods that you can actually use to set up a limited liability company. The first one is going to be offline. The second one is going to be online. The third one is going to be through a registered agent. What is a registered agent and why you need it? I'm going to tell you in this video. So if you want to find out how to set up a limited liability company in the state of Nevada, this is the video for you. The first thing that you need to understand is what is a limited liability company, and in Nevada, how does it differ from other states. Form a Nevada or register a for a non-Nevada limited liability company. Now, basically, a limited liability company means that your personal wealth, your personal assets are separate from the assets and wealth of your company. Meaning, if you are to be sued in the future, you personally will not be held accountable because your company will be a limited liability company. And that is the reason why a lot of young entrepreneurs and businesses are converting into limited liability company. Now, there are certain documents pertaining to forming a Nevada limited liability company or qualifying as a for a non-Nevada limited liability company that are available on the actual website of the state, which is nevadanvsos.gov. I'm going to put the link of it in the description below. You can head over there and check it out. For the online filing of the article of organization that is currently allowed for Chapter 86 limited liability company, but if you're not claiming an exemption from the state business license, initial list or annual list or amended list, and that may be filed online for all limited liability companies. And the first thing that you need to understand is this part over here, which is the limited liability company article of organization, NRS Chapter 86. You can click here to file it online. You can click here to get the PDF file and go through it and fill it in and drop it yourself personally. Now, it really depends at the end of the day what sort of business, what sort of organization, what sort of startup you're actually into. If it's a product, if it's a service, what industry it's in. So it really comes down to the sort of business that you have. Once you click on this over here, this PDF file will open. This is for the Secretary of State for North Carson Strait for the state of Nevada. Now, this is the instruction for the formation of the limited liability company. The first one is the name has to be registered in Nevada as per the NRS 86 clause. The name must contain the words limited liability company, limited company, or limited, or the abbreviations as follows, and the word company may also be abbreviated. Now, the second thing is that it has to have a foreign entity name. The name of the foreign limited company as a record in the home state. The jurisdiction of formation is going to be NRS 86.544 and 86.5555. And you need to have a registered agent. Now, basically, this is a person that is wishing to incorporate in the state of Nevada that must designate a registered agent who resides or is located in that particular state. Now, this is true if you want to do it in any state, either it be New York, Washington, Texas. You need to have a registered agent in that particular state. If you have multiple business in different states, you need to have a particular registered agent in every single state, and every registered agent must have a street address in this state of service of process and may have a separate Nevada mailing address such as a post box office, which may be different from a street address, and registered agents must sign certificate of acceptance within the section 2. If the registered agent is unable to sign the article of formation, they must submit a separate signed registered agent acceptance form. You have to have the management. If it's a domestic limited liability company, you have to have managers or managing members that will look after the organization. You need to have a dissolution date. That means what date the company will actually be dissolved. You need to have a profession to be practiced. The profession is to be practiced. It's required for the entitlement pursued to NRS 89. You have to have series and restrictions, record office, principal office address, and this is the main office. Now, a lot of time people tend to ask me that can we start it without getting a physical location where the business is going to be available? The answer is absolutely not. You can't do that in any state. You need to have a physical presence on ground, because you need to put your address, because they need to send you documentation, legal documentation from the state, from the government, from legal bodies to ensure that you meet all the requirements that are there for your industry, for your business, and for your service. You have to have an organizer, and this is as per the code on NRS 86, with the name, with the address, and the signature of each organizer is required. An additional 8.5 by 11 white sheet will be necessary if more than one organizer is available. You have the breakdown of the formation of the limited liability company from the article of organization. If it's a limited liability company, if it's a foreign one, it's a professional one, you have to have your name, you have the restrictions, you have the registered agents, you have the certificate of acceptance, you have your management information and their address as well, and the practices and the records and the streets. All these things need to be filled in. And after all of this is actually done, only then can you actually get and set up a limited liability company. Now, guys, one of the major things you need to keep in mind that if it's a nonprofit entity that is formed under NRS Chapter 80, you have to pay a fee of $200. Now, the other thing which I want to mention, which is crucial over here, is the fact that you need to have an EIN number, which is an employee identification number. How do you apply for it? It's very simple. You apply for it through the IRS website, which is irs.gov. I'm going to put the link of it in the description below of this video. You can head over there and check it out. The first step is to determine your eligibility for you to be applying for an EIN. So basically, your principal business needs to be located in the US or in the US territories, and the person applying online must have a valid taxpayer identification number, and you're limited to one EIN per responsible party. The second thing is that you need to understand the online application. Now, guys, these 2 points are very crucial for you to actually understand, and this is where a lot of young entrepreneurs and people who do not have full knowledge of how to set up a limited liability company tend to fall into, is the fact that you must complete the application in one session, meaning you need to sit down, you need to have all your documentations ready with you, and you need to put all the information in instantly, because you will not be allowed to save and return at a later date. The second is the fact that your session will expire in 15 minutes of inactivity. So any documentation, any email needs to be ready on hand to ensure that you don't need to go and find that information, because you will have only 15 minutes, because if it exceeds to 16 minutes, it will actually shut down and you will need to start again. Once all of that is done and all the validations are completed, your EIN immediately will be given to you on completion. And you can download, save, and print your EIN confirmation notice. The second thing, which is very crucial, is getting a registered agent. Now, the question comes, what is a registered agent? If you go to this website, which is inkfile.com, you'll have a complete breakdown of what a registered agent is. Every single LLC, corporation, or nonprofit is required to have an official registered agent, which is sometimes called a statutory agent, a resident agent, or an agent for service of process in each state where the business is actually done. A registered agent serves as a permanent physical presence in the state, and the registered agent's address is where the state government can contact you with legal and tax correspondence, including franchise tax forms, notices of legislations, and required annual report forms as well. And that is one of the reasons why you need to have an individual that understands exactly who do you need to reply back to, what they need to say, and they're always available for any correspondence, any communication that is done. Because once you're running an organization, a company, you will never have enough times on your hand, and you need to delegate a lot of your important information, important work to individuals that understand what they need to do. And having a registered agent will save you a lot of headache in the future. And that is one of the reasons why I highly recommend every single individual that is thinking about forming a limited liability company to ensure that they actually have a registered agent. Now, if all of this seems too overwhelming for you, there's a website called Inkfile.com, and they've been helping more than 800,000 businesses set up limited liability companies since 2004. And they know exactly how to set it up, what structure is needed. They will help you manage your state compliances. And they also have registered agent service in the US. And that is one of the reasons I like it, because in 4 easy steps, you can start immediately. And how do you do it? It's very simple, guys. You go right to the top of the actual website and you click on Start My Business. Once you click on it, you'll be taken to the next page where you will select what sort of business you want. It's going to be an LLC. In what state you want it to be, and we're going to want it to be in Nevada. And obviously, then you would have the prices that are going to be available. Now, they have 3 packages: the silver, the gold, and the platinum. Now, the silver one is for $425, the gold is for $624, and the platinum is for $724. Now, the state fee for Nevada is $425. Now, another question which I'm asked by a lot of individuals is that the state fee is different for every single state. So if you go to New York, if you go to Mississippi, if you go to Washington, D.C., if you go to Texas, all these states going to have a different fee, but the package is going to be the same. So for a silver one is going to be absolutely free because you don't get a lot of things with it. You just get the state fee that they're going to cover and they give you basic stuff for it. The gold one is going to be for $199 and the platinum is going to be for $299. Now, I personally recommend everyone that is forming a limited liability company to ensure that they actually get and go for the platinum because they have a full service features at a best price. So you get things included such as business contract templates, domain names, and business emails. They prepare the filing. You have unlimited name searches. You get a free registered agent for a year. You get your EIN business tax number done for you. You get your IRS form 2553 for you. You get your operating agreement, banking resolutions, lifetime company alerts, online access dashboards, unlimited phones and email support, and business banking accounts, as well as business tax consultation. So these are the basic elements that you need to have for your organization. And when you have someone that has helped more than 800,000 businesses set up a limited liability company, you can be assured that they understand where the cracks are. They know for a fact what they need to plug, so what bases they need to cover, so you don't actually run into a lot of trouble or any trouble for that matter down the line. The second methodology that you can use, and this is something which a couple of people feel that they're more comfortable with, is actually speaking to an individual directly. And for that, there's a website called avo.com. Now, if you search for Nevada limited liability companies, there are 43 attorneys with 135 reviews that are available. For example, Tiffany has her phone number. You can message her. You can check her website as well. She's been licensed for 14 years, and she's in counsel, design, and formation of limited liability companies and the maintenance of existing LLCs as well. And she's a registered agent service. So you can always speak with her. You can speak with so many people that are available that you can talk to, and they can guide you, they can support you, they can assist you in actually forming your LLC. It's very simple, guys. It's very straightforward. If you have any questions, if you need any more clarifications, you can always drop a message in the comment section below and we will definitely reply back to you. If you've not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe to the channel and do not forget to press the bell icon. Share this video with your friends and with your family so more people can find how easy it is to set up a limited liability company in the state of Nevada. Stay tuned for our next video. Until then, take care.